What is good, YouTube, and welcome back to a brand new video. So we're back here with another rebuild here on Madden 25, and we're doing yet another Patriots rebuild because they recently just signed Stefon Diggs. And a couple of people asked me to do a Stefon Diggs Patriots rebuild, so why not? Let's go ahead and jump in and talk about what the Patriots have done in free agency so far. Even though we did a video on this already, I think Stefon Diggs is good enough to warrant another one, so let's go ahead and jump in, do this Patriots rebuild in Madden 25. Before we get into today's video, make sure you guys drop a like on this one and subscribe if you're new to this channel. As always, greatly appreciated. YouTube tells me about 85% of the people that watch these videos aren't actually subscribed. So if you do fall at 85%, want to change that, that would be greatly appreciated as we're on the road to 10,000 subs. Also, please ignore the background right now. It's a work in progress. I'm changing some things up. I said it on the 2K channel. I'll say it here again. Those lights I've had for like years, they've annoyed me enough that I'm ready to get, I'm just done with them. They always have connectivity problems. It's a personal issue that I have to deal with. But I guess personal or whatever you want to call it, it's annoying to deal with, and I'm sick of it. So I'm doing something else. I'm getting new ones, and I'm getting ones that will actually connect to my phone and not disconnect all the time. That's all besides the point. So let's go ahead and jump in and kind of look at this Patriots roster now before we head into the draft. So I believe that I have everything exactly what the Patriots have done so far this offseason. So Morgan Moses, obviously, Stefon Diggs, who I kind of mentioned, Matt Collins this year. They signed Josh Dobbs as a backup. There's been rumors about Joe Milton being traded. That has not happened yet as I'm recording this. Garrett Bradbury also, not to mention on offense, of course. For the center position, defensively, they obviously added Carlton Davis. They added Milton Williams. They added Harold Landry, Marcus Epps, Robert Spillane. And there's like Chasten as well. So they've done quite a bit in free agency. And this is what the roster is currently looking like before we jump into the draft. And honestly, not looking too shabby. It's not bad looking at all. So we probably can go to the draft mainly focused on protecting Drake May. And maybe you could argue drafting another wide receiver wouldn't hurt too. But definitely the main concern for me would be upgrading this offensive line, specifically on the right side. As much as Morgan Moses is cool, you can't pretend that Morgan Moses is a long-term solution. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into the draft. And obviously, as we all know, we have a really good pick, and we don't even necessarily have to take a wide receiver anymore. Now, I don't exactly remember who I drafted the last time I did a Patriots rebuild. I know I've taken Ted McMillan before, but I don't know if I did that last time. I really cannot remember. So let's go to our 4th overall selection, and let's see who falls to us. So we have Cam Ward, Abdul Carter, and Shador Sanders going off the board 1, 2, and 3, and we get to pick at 4. Now, obviously, Travis Hunter is here. I did just draft him yesterday, though, so that kind of makes me not want to take him. I'm not gonna lie. But do I pass on the idea of drafting Travis Hunter? I could. Okay, so yeah, technically yesterday I played Travis Hunter at corner, so I could play him at wide receiver today. Don't hate the idea of that. So yeah, you know what? Screw it. I think if Travis Hunter's on the board, if you're the Patriots, you probably have to take him. We could take Will Johnson as well, which would be awesome. But let's just go ahead and take the two-way player, I guess, in the NFL, and Travis Hunter to be our wide receiver. Today we'll play him at wide receiver. We moved him to corner yesterday. So today he'll play wide out. So that seems like a really good start. Welcome to the Patriots, Travis Hunter. So we'll definitely take that. And now let's go to round 2. And this is probably where we're going to prioritize offensive line help on the right side. So let's see what we can get here. So we have Malachi Starks, Isaiah Bond, Tyler Booker, Benjamin Morrison, Derek Harmon, Hampton, Josh Connolly, and we have Donovan Jackson as well. So I do believe I took Tyler Booker yesterday, so I'm not going to take him today. I could take Josh Connolly, but yeah, I think I will take Josh Connolly because technically Morgan Moses could start at tackle this year, and then Josh Connolly could take over next year. So yeah, I'm cool with that, and we could even move Connolly inside if we wanted to. So 7.4 speed, hidden dev, which is all we're looking for in an offensive lineman. That feels good to have drafted him. In round 3, we might double down on the O-line technically, but we'll see what's still here as well. So Xavier Watts goes, Isaiah Bond goes. And for our last pick here in round 3, we have Quinn Ewers, Winston, Denzel Burke, Sampson, Cornelius, Marshall. So some good options. I wouldn't also mind drafting a new running back because Stevenson and Gibson aren't going to be the guys forever. There's also Mason Taylor. We have, Hunter Henry right now. So I don't hate that idea. Judkins. So there's some good options here. Do we want to take a corner? Do we want to take a running back? Or do we want to take a tight end? I'm torn. But I do think I'm going to go ahead and take Mason Taylor because I don't know how good Hunter Henry is going to be forever. So let's give ourselves a long-term weapon at that tight end spot. and Mason Taylor will be the guy here. So welcome, Mason Taylor, and that feels like a pretty solid draft. So let's go ahead, get into the lineup for year number 1, and we'll go ahead and, take a full deep dive into what the roster is going to look like going in. So the lineup for year number 1 looks something like this. Obviously, Travis Hunter opposite of Stefon Diggs feels like a very good running or wide receiver duo. We also drafted Ollie Gordon, which is kind of nice. So getting him in round 4 doesn't sound too bad. And you know what? I'm going to start Ollie Gordon out of the gate. Out of Oklahoma State, I believe. Pretty solid running back. I'm going to move Conley to right tackle. He obviously won't start this year, but he will be our right tackle going forward, which feels pretty good. So let's move him there right now. And then we can kind of have that figured out on offense. And then I don't know where Mason Taylor's in the depth chart. I wasn't really paying attention to that. He's right behind Hunter Henry. So I feel like we have some guys that can step up in the future when decisions are made. So I guess we also could start Connolly out of the gate at right guard, which actually I don't hate. I'll change that here in just a second since I already changed that. Let's change him to right guard in just a second. But we'll worry about that after we look at the defense. So defensively, we have Hancock as well, Jarrell Peppers, Davis. We didn't change a whole lot on the defense, obviously, other than the free agency additions that the Patriots made in real life. Milton Williams obviously kind of highlights that. So I will see you guys at the end of year 1. I'm going to move Josh Conner, like I said, to right guard, and we'll kind of have a nice offensive line. And I can't wait to see how Drake May does with this new team around him. So we'll see how it goes, and I'll see you guys at the end of year 1. So at the end of year 1, we actually ended up making the postseason at 11-6. So that feels pretty awesome to see. So let's go ahead and take a look to kind of see how everyone did. So it doesn't look like either our wide receivers were 1,000-yard wide receivers, but both of them close to 900. So let's take a look at the stats and see how things went. So offensively, 19th in the NFL, which isn't horrible. Could be better, obviously. And defensively, top 5. Okay, so we had 26 and 10 from Drake May. Ollie Gordon comes out of the gate with 6 touchdowns, 600 yards, so nothing crazy. Obviously, in a 17-game season, 600 yards isn't anything crazy as a starting back. Keyshawn Butte actually led the way with 7 touchdowns and 956 yards, so that's pretty interesting. And then Hunter, Stefon Diggs, Hunter Henry, not bad. Taylor didn't get involved too much in his rookie season, but sacks-wise, you had 8 from Anthony Jennings, okay, and then 5.5 from Milton Williams, 4.5 from Tavai, 3.5 from Barrymore, 2, 1, 1, and 1. Okay. And then interceptions, 4 from Carlton Davis, 3 from Splain, 2 from Bentley, 2 from Jones, 2 from Duggar, and 1 from Gonzalez. Well, let's go ahead and jump into this playoff game going up against the Raiders, and we'll see if we can't take out the Raiders. Obviously, unfortunately, it's not Geno Smith starting for them, so it's probably like Jalen Milroe or something, but let's see who it is. So the Raiders starting quarterback is still Gardner Minshew. So a little surprised to see them make the playoffs with Gardner Minshew, but I guess we'll see how this goes. Now, I will say losing to them would actually be really disappointing, but here goes nothing. So we need our defense to step up, and wow, we go down 14-7. A little surprised that the Raiders are giving us this much problems, but we go up 21-14. The Raiders are not having a hard time scoring on our top 5 defense at all. So that's something I'm noticing immediately. We'll go up 21-28, and our defense gets a stop. So we will win a playoff game in year 1. So Drake May, first time in the playoffs, gets a victory, and we're heading to divisional weekend. The Raiders were definitely an interesting matchup, but we win nonetheless, and a win is a win. And we'll go see who we're going to be playing in the next round. But 3 touchdowns from Drake May. Not a bad start to his playoff debut. The divisional weekend, I can only imagine things will get a lot tougher here as we're on the road playing the Kansas City Chiefs. So this is going to be probably a tough one, but here goes nothing as we will have a 0-0 ball game still at this point. And the Chiefs, wow, I thought they were about to score right there, but no. And it's still 0-0. So our defense is playing great, but our offense not so much. And the Chiefs finally get some points. Now it's only a field goal. We're not dead yet. We just got to get a good drive going, and we tied up. So 3-3, and now it's 6-3 with 2 minutes and 37 seconds left. And we will go score 10-6 and beat the Chiefs in the divisional weekend. Wow. What a start to this rebuild we have so far. So 10-6, heading to the AFC Championship in only year number 1 of this rebuild. Awesome. So let's go ahead and see who we're going to be playing in the AFC Championship, rather. A lot of connections in this AFC Championship, as obviously you have Stefon Diggs, former Buffalo Bill, and we play our division rival, which is, of course, the Buffalo Bills. So Drake May versus Josh Allen in the AFC Championship. Let's see how this one goes. And the Bills will get off to a fast start. They're not messing around. And it's 7-0. So this is our chance to get back in the game. And we do just that, 7-7. Okay, so it looks like we're here to play. We have to tie it again. And nope, we threw a brutal interception 21-7, and that's probably going to be all she wrote, 24-7. So we get as far as the AFC Championship, but that is where we'll be eliminated. So the Buffalo Bills, our fellow division rival, got the best of us, unfortunately. So it's back to the drawing board in the offseason, and we'll see what more we can add to the team. Definitely a disappointing start, but we'll see what we could do in the offseason to continue to build on this. I guess disappointing to lose in the AFC Championship. It was impressive to still make it to the AFC Championship, don't get me wrong. Going into this offseason with about $86 million in cap space, so let's go ahead and see who all needs to be re-signed. So Christian Gonzalez, of course. Carlton Davis signed a 3-year deal. There was a couple guys I had to trade for because obviously they were still on their former teams. And for those of you guys that always ask how I set these up, you basically just change the guy's position to punter. You can trade for him very easily by just sitting a 7th round pick, basically. That's how I set these up. You either sign the guy in free agency, obviously, or you just trade for them by moving them to punter. And it's basically I guess it's Madden's trade override, technically. So I'm gonna try to keep this defense intact, though, because it was a damn good defense, and I felt pretty good about how they did in the playoffs, too. So I'm gonna keep everyone here if possible. Epps, probably don't have to worry about him as much. And then, yeah, so we can let the rest of these guys go. Marcus Epps is fine depth. I'll give him a neutral deal. If he wants to sign it, he's welcome to come back. And he says no. That's fine. Okay. So 46 M's going to free agency. So let's go ahead and take a look to see what we can do in there. But yeah, like I said, if you need to know or want to know how I set these up, and again, I don't do it for all 32 teams across the league. It's only for the team I'm rebuilding at the moment. That will come after the draft when it's accurate across the league for all 32 teams. But right now, I just simply, load a file with the team I'm rebuilding and do everything I need to do. But now you have 2 superstar X Factor wide receivers. Ollie Gordon's an 81 overall. Gibson and Ramondre Stevenson. Douglas. So Keishon Butte was great. So this all looks really good. So we need a center and we need a right side of the offensive line. Obviously, Connolly was originally a tackle. So we want to move him back there. We can, or we can keep him at right guard, whatever we need to do. So O-line definitely becomes the main thing, again, that we need to kind of focus on. Defensively, yeah, I mean, if you look at this defense, there's a lot to like. You don't really have a superstar necessarily. I guess Gonzalez could be considered one. He just isn't one in Madden, which is unfortunate. But Davis and Gonzalez is probably our best pieces on defense. But there's still some good players here. But I wouldn't mind bringing in a superstar X Factor if we were able to. But let's take a look to see what's in free agency for the positions of need. So Joe Thuney, Brock Purdy, Deron Bland. So corner is the least of our worries. And obviously quarterback is not of concern either. So okay. Immediately, I'm not noticing anybody that I love. So let's go take a look at the center position. So Con McGovern, Juergens, or there's Garrett Bradbury again. So not a lot to like here. Con McGovern, I guess, is fine. Taylor Moden could sign him to be the veteran protector of Drake May, which I don't hate the idea of. So I actually do think I'm going to give Taylor Moden a 2-year deal. So he's going to play over Morgan Moses. I never liked the Morgan Moses contract for the Patriots, but it probably has an easy out if I had to guess. Con McGovern, Juergens, or Mitch Morris. I guess we can sign Cam Juergens, who's pretty good in Philadelphia. So, obviously coming here, he might not have the best O-line around him, but hopefully he can still be serviceable there because we need something there. And then I noticed, like I said, that there really wasn't anything too crazy good in free agency. So we probably have to just draft still. So Juergens and Taylor Moden is the hope. And we're going to get Taylor Moden to sign, but Juergens, I guess we need to be a little bit more friendly to. Let's see if Juergens will sign now. And he might, but the Colts are still there too. And he does sign with us. We get our offensive line figured out, which is great. Now we can head into the draft and continue to... You know what? Honestly, after making the playoffs last year and getting to the AFC Championship, I almost don't know if trading or drafting with drafting everybody here would be the best move. I almost feel like being aggressive could be an interesting decision. And... offensively, I feel like we have enough, so I don't need to, feel like I need to do anything on offense. It's defensively where I feel like wherever, I don't even care what position it is, but I feel like we need a star somewhere, like a superstar. And I know we have one in Gonzalez, but I want to see I want to see red, basically. I want to see red or gold, and I don't see that right now. So whatever position it may be, D tackle is obviously our main weakness as I'm looking right now, but whether it's a safety, a pass rusher, or whatever it may be, I'm going to go see if we can make a trade for a star, per se. And I kind of have the perfect idea. Jeffrey Simmons could be a pretty interesting addition. Obviously, Mike Vrabel used to coach him, so there's a connection there. So I want to see if I can get Jeffrey Simmons for the first round pick that I have. So 29 for Jeffrey Simmons, 29 years old. Obviously, this will be our way of going for it right now after being in the AFC Championship last year. But let's start with a second as well to see what they would say to that. The second round doesn't even get the conversation started. So the 29th overall pick, does that even get a conversation started? It does. So 29th definitely piques their interest. And I trade let's say a third next year, a first and a third next year. And that's closer to making something happen in a fourth. Might be a little bit of an overpay for a 29-year-old, but they do agree. So it's only 3 picks, but Jeffrey Simmons is brought in, and we have our star per se. Whether we move Jeffrey Simmons to tackle, but now you have Milton Williams, Jeffrey Simmons, Keon White, and that looks great. So defensively, this D-line just got a whole lot better. So Barrymore or somebody can move to D-tackle, so maybe I'll move Barrymore there. So Christian Barrymore can head to D-tackle, and I think he'll do fine there. Hopefully even goes up in overall. That'd be even better. So Simmons and Milton Williams is pretty awesome, though. So we obviously traded some future picks, which sucks, but Jeffrey Simmons, very familiar with Mike Vrabel. I definitely think they made a ton of sense. And Barrymore's up to an 81 as well. So that looks good. I like it. So now we can jump into the draft, see what we can do in the draft. Ideally, we're able to draft a pass rusher because I don't really like what I have, but we're also only picking in round 2 and 3 now. So let's go see what we have. Obviously, our 29th pick was traded for Jeffrey Simmons just now. So late round 2, let's see what we can snag. So we have Torian York, which is intriguing. Okay, so you got Malman, Bear Alexander. You got Jalen Steen and Jamari Butler. So Jamari Butler out of LSU, B tackle, C zone. Speed is solid, but this is kind of what I'm looking for. So I'm going to take Jamari Butler in round 2, add on the defense, 80 overall speed, and now I'm getting a phone call. I wonder if it's important. It might be, so give me a second. So the lineup for year number 2 is looking like this. Did have a interesting phone call I had to take. So yeah, it was probably important that I took it, and I did. So I apologize for that. I'll show you who I drafted in round 3 in just a second. But Diggs, Travis Hunter, Douglas, Moden, Strange, Jurgens, Connolly, Owanu, Hunter Henry, and Mason Taylor. Defensively, you have Peppers, you have Tavai, Bentley, Spillane, Landry. Obviously, we added Jeffrey Simmons, and I also drafted Eno Etta as well. So this defense should continue to be really good. Offensively, was not bad last year. Would obviously love for it to be better if possible. So we'll see if that ends up being the case. But with making the AFC Championship last year, the expectation is, of course, making it again. So this time, maybe even winning it. So let's go see if that is what happens for us. And I'll see you guys at the end of year number 2. So at the end of the season, we finish up at 10-7 and make the playoffs once again. So that's awesome to see as we finish up as the 6th seed and get to play Baltimore in round 1. So let's go ahead and take a look at the player stats. Offensively, 6th in the NFL, which is fantastic. And then defensively, top 5. So even though we are the 6th seed, I mean, you have the formula for being a contender, in my opinion. So Travis Hunter, Diggs were both involved with 1,000 yards, which is great. Much better than we saw last year. Sacks wise, you had 9.5 from Jeffrey Simmons, so it was well worth every penny. 3.5 from Bentley, 3 from Barrymore, and 3 from Keon White. 2 interceptions from Davis, and 2 from Tavai. So let's go ahead, jump in, and play Baltimore round 1, which obviously won't be easy, but hopefully we can find a way to beat them. And if we can, I think a Super Bowl could be well on its way this year. So Lamar Jackson and the Ravens, obviously we're heading to M&T Bank Stadium, so let's see how this one is going to shake out. And we start off 7-0, get a stop on defense, and the Ravens can't stop us so far, but let's see if that continues. And 17-7. So we've been on their side of the field every drive so far, and that it looked like it was continuing. And we're up 24-7. So this is looking fantastic, and the fact that we just came into Baltimore and kind of bullied them gives me a lot of confidence that, you know, this year could be a Super Bowl year. Even though we're only the 6th seed, a top 5 on both sides of the ball, which actually I think it was top 6, but still, basically almost top 5 on both sides of the ball. That's exactly what we want, and I think Super Bowl could be well on its way this year. We'll see who's in our way in divisional weekend. And now for the same divisional matchup as last year, where we ended up taking down the Chiefs, but this time they went 15-2, so it could be a little bit of a tougher matchup. We are still the underdogs here technically, but let's see if we can't come out here and do what we did last year. So they're already off to a better start than last year, because I believe they only put up 7, and let's see if we can match that 7 they put up right now. And so far, no cigar, but we will tie it 7-7. There we go. We go up 14-7. No. We get a nice field position here, though, and we will go up 14-7. Defense gets another stop, And are we going to run away with this one? Another stop as we get a 5-yard sack by the rookie Eno Etta. And that is all she wrote. So 2 games in a row with the Chiefs where it was extremely low scoring, but we still win regardless. So going back to the AFC Championship again. So let's go see who's in front of us this time. I hope it's the Buffalo Bills again. I would love to get revenge, but we'll go see who it is. Ask and you shall receive. In the AFC Championship, it is in fact the Buffalo Bills. So our fellow division rival, they beat us last year, but this time I plan on it being different. So we start off with the football here. So we will come out with good energy and go up 7-0. So good start. And the Bills will eventually tie it. So it's 7-7. 16 seconds left in the second quarter. I want to see if I can steal some points here before this half is over, which might be tough to do, but I'm still going to try because we have plenty of talent to maybe make something happen here. So I'm going to throw Travis Hunter on this interesting route. If not, we might have Mason Taylor underneath. I'm going to give Travis Hunter a chance one-on-one. And oh my gosh, what a deflection by number 7. I think that's Teron Johnson. Damn, I thought that had a chance too. Okay, all good. We tried. It didn't work, but we can still try some other things too. So do we want to come out of this and do something different? Nope, we're going to stick with mesh. I don't mind Ollie Gordon on this wheel route if they allow something, but I'm just going to go Diggs. That's not going to get us... Okay, so that pretty much did nothing for us. 3rd and 5. All good. We're going to try a Hail Mary, and we're going to see if they screw up. We're going to throw number 3 on a streak. Sometimes the guy, I guess technically in the middle there, probably a better terminology for me to use, sometimes just gets free for some reason. And he might be there again, potentially. This could be... Oh my... He had to lay out for it, and that sucks. Okay, so we get a nice completion for the half, but unfortunately was not in stride, I guess. It was a little where he had to dive for it. If there was any more time remaining, that would have been nice. But the Bills will start with the ball in the second half. And defense allows a touchdown out of the gate. But we will tie it 14-14. All right, a stop happens, and now we get the ball with 1:56 left. So let's see if we can't take care of business here and go to the finish line and get our revenge against Buffalo. So let's just hand the ball off to Ollie Gordon a little bit. Nice blocking. Lovely. And we will get a first down run. 44 rushing yards from Ollie Gordon. But let's just try to go on the back of Ollie Gordon here and see if he can't just run us to field goal range. Nice blocks again. Nice broken tackle. And that's another first down run. So let's just continue to beat them up on the ground. So yeah, let's just continue to rock with that. The blocks have been there. This time, 75 maybe could have done a little bit better, but not too bad, all things considered. And now we'll go, let's change it up. Let's go wide receiver cross and see if they leave. Nope, we're just going to go. Oh my goodness, I got so lucky. I tried to throw that earlier to where it was more of a slant, but I threw that too late and that could have been picked. I'm so lucky that wasn't intercepted, honestly. All good though. All right, let's go clear out 3rd and 7. Douglas or Hunter Henry, or do we want slants? Nope, I'm going to do clear out. So I'm hoping Douglas is just left open to get a first down. But no, we have Travis Hunter for first down. So let's just secure catch that. Nice. We needed that to move the chains. That's massive. All right. Let's go back to the Ollie Gordon thing. Actually, it's going to be Gibson this time. And he gets barely out of the screenplay, but it is going to be a nice play nonetheless. And that's going to get us pretty close to field goal range, if not field goal range already. So we probably at this point are just going to run the football here. I'm going to give Ollie Gordon a chance to get some space outside. And this might be our last timeout being utilized. So not a whole lot there, but did gain some yards. So I think we probably... What would the field goal be right now? I don't really have a lot of time to look at this. It's a 50-yarder for John Parker Romo. Probably have to rock with it, honestly. So we're going to call our last timeout and try to kick a 50-yarder to win the game. So 5 seconds left. 4, 3, 2. Call our last timeout. Obviously, the Bills will probably more than likely ice us, but a field goal is coming to try to win this game. So Buffalo, like I said, is going to ice us, but let's see if we can't knock this field goal in and go to the Super Bowl in year number 2, which would be awesome. All right, so the kick is up, and it is no good. I screwed it up somehow. I don't know what I did, but we're going to overtime. Damn, okay. That sucks, and the Bills will score. So 2 minutes and 49 seconds left. So I could have won the game on a game-winning field goal. I don't know what I did to screw that kick up, but it was not in, and that's all we can really say now. Okay, I'm going to go Travis Hunter all the way downfield, and he is going to make the play, and that was beautiful. So we are not settling for a, tie and let the Bills get the ball back. We're going for 2 here, and we're going to go win this thing. So We need to find my favorite play, as most of you know what it is. If I can find it, it's stick, but I don't really see it in this playbook right now. Why stick heavy? That seems fine enough. Kind of exactly what I'm looking for. So Travis Hunter to be the hero here, to win us the game, and he is there, and he's going to hang on to it. 22-21, and we're going to win the Super Bowl. AFC Championship. So while we missed the game-winning field goal, which would have been, less stressful, we still come out here and beat the Bills and exact our revenge, and we're headed to the Super Bowl. So let's go ahead and get into the Super Bowl and see who we're playing. Not a team I see very often in the Super Bowl, but it's actually going to be the battle of the Tom Brady teams. Yeah, you heard that right. We're playing the Buccaneers. So I'm assuming it's Baker Mayfield still starting under center for them here at this point. So it's Baker versus Drake May in the Super Bowl. Yeah, not a team I see all that often in the Super Bowl when I do these Madden rebuilds. So kind of fun and exciting. We start off with the ball here, and we will start off fast, but miss the extra point, unfortunately. Defense gets a stop, and we're up 13-0. And an interception from Robert Spillane. 0, and it's looking really good so far for us to go to the finish line with a Super Bowl victory. Another interception. Baker Mayfield was not ready for the moment unless he comes back here in the fourth quarter, which at this point he's trying to, but we cannot allow that to happen. So it's 20-14. We're off to a very fast start. We're not going to be the ones that blow a lead in the Super Bowl like the Falcons did. So let's start off with running the ball to Ollie Gordon. We need 1 first down, and this game is basically over. Now, they have a lot of guys on the left side. So I'm going to go to the right side and gain like 5. So we'll take that. If we could have had a block held by Travis Hunter there, that would have been really nice. But a 4-yard gain is still nice, which we'll take. Okay, now I'm going to inside zone this. This is going to Gibson, I guess, and not going anywhere. 1-yard gain. Elijah Cansey gets the tackle. All right. Wide receiver cross. We're going to look for Travis Hunter on the zig route to score this or to end this game for us. If not, maybe we find Diggs downfield as well. And Diggs to win the game for us. And that is going to be all she wrote. They're going to call their final timeout. We could have scored there, but that is all we needed. And I'm going to chew the clock now, kneel this bad boy out. And that is how this video will end. So beautiful. Stefon Diggs got open downfield. Great throw by Drake May as well, not to add on top of that. But what a, awesome video. I did not expect an AFC Championship appearance in year 1. And once that happened, we had to build on it. So I'll see you guys in the next video, though. So hopefully by next week, starting Monday, the background will be exactly where I want it to be. That's the plan anyway. And the video should look better. So I hope you guys enjoyed for now. This is Crushables. I'm saying peace. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you click here to watch another video that I know you'll love.